pull up chat before we start so I can see what's happening. We are streaming now.
Well, hello, good world.
Yeah, hello if anybody's here already. If you're here right now, you're goody two shoes. Quit sucking up. Come back when I'm ready. You're getting a live look at the pre-show.
Working out the kinks. That's what we're going to call this part. This is the prologue. This is the introduction titled "Working Out the Kinks."
Also a name for maybe another movie. Welcome, everyone.
Oh my God,
to
you
your
scared
next
me.
episode of BatShtCrazy. Going for high energy. We had a week off.
Success.
We were both kind of sick, and it just never quite worked out. But we're back with new energy level unknown to mankind.
Back and better than ever, I might add.
Maybe not better than
Exhibit
ever.
A.
My back's kind of hurt.
No.
But
Bat
that's
Poncho.
pretty cool.
We're better than ever.
That's pretty cool.
It's got configurations. I can wear it as a cape if I so wish.
Is that new?
No, I've had this for a little bit now.
I don't remember seeing that before. Is that the green one?
Yeah, it's the green one.
Oh, okay, maybe I have seen that. I guess I never saw the face that up close. It looks really nice. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Green's a good color on you.
Every color is a good color on me. It's partially because of my bleached, washed out. It's partially because of my bleached, white out skin. I probably glow in the moonlight and burn in the sunlight, but damn it, every color looks good on me.
All
right.
We're gonna do season 2.
We're gonna talk about like one of the best animated shows ever created ever in the history of animation.
Some might say the best.
Some might say that, but it would be wrong. But we can just agree that it's like top 3 easily.
What would you put over it? I have a guess.
Batman the animated series.
Above this. You really would do that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's a good show.
I absolutely would.
But
no, it's about. Listen.
Was enough of that show though quality though? If you compare apples to apples, it's a lot shorter show.
I encourage you. I know you won't, but I encourage you to go back and revisit it on Max. There are 3-4 seasons, and it is. It's better than you think because it is timeless.
But
it's timeless. It's a classic
Clone Wars series. Like even the later seasons, you know how good those are. There's so much content.
Yeah, I know how good those are. I understand that the
is this just
the
your
weight
Batman
behind
love
the statement
overriding everything?
No.
I think it is.
It kind of is, but yes, no, it's not. we can both agree that these 2 shows are easily top 3.
Okay, we can agree on that. And we'll go from there into what we're actually doing today, which is revisiting season 2, which we actually didn't think was going to be a great season to review at first until we started writing it all down. And then it's like, oh, there's a lot more in here than I remember.
There's some good stuff that happens in season 2, my guy.
It starts off kind of where season 1 ended, which we forgot to touch on last week somehow, with Cad Bane infiltrating and stealing the holocron with all the data to the Force-sensitive children, which is one of the first times Palpatine gets straight up duped. And you can tell he looks kind of angry about it.
Yeah. This is one of those rare examples. Palpatine is such a character that's so conniving and everything's so plotted and his revenge works out so successfully. And it's rare that we ever see somebody pull one off on him. It makes sense that it would be the baddest, the best bounty hunter of that era.
And he, in turn, captures Ahsoka, which forces
Mhm.
Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Windu to save her and foil Cad Bane's plans, which is one of the first times you see kind of all the Jedi doing a little mission together in the show, I believe, right? As far as more of extensive rescue kind of op.
You know, one of the things that this season does really well, which is so interesting to the overall arc of the relationship between Anakin and Mace Windu, is we see a lot of missions with Anakin and Mace Windu together in this season too. And yeah, this is the first, well, no, it's not, but this is another big coordination between more than just Annie and Obi, and obviously Ahsoka.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
cool seeing how similar Anakin and Windu are to each other.
and just let the fan fiction fly because I still think that Mace would have been one of the perfect masters for Anakin. That would have been great. Um, Unfortunately, it didn't happen, so we'll just have to save it for the Star Wars What If dream show. But yeah, Cad Bane and the Ahsoka capture are a big deal. The rescue's a big deal. But one of my favorite things about this story arc is the concept it sets up for the Jedi holocrons of the Force sensitive children, because we see that reoccur several times throughout this show. And then again, it bleeds into another branch of Star Wars with Cal Kestis in that first game. So it's really cool that they uh, this has that introduction, and we get to see the holocron and that concept emerge for the first time. So, what do you think of the Jedi hosting a registry of Force sensitive children they're going to definitely abduct?
I mean, they should have put it in the cloud. Seems like a bad idea to have one little hard drive carrying all that data, but I would have maybe split it up a little bit. We not put everything all in one. That just seems like a recipe for disaster. And I get it makes for good TV. But yeah, I like the kind of easing the way into the importance of holocrons in this show, which comes up more and more and through other Star Wars properties. They were kind of a not heavily used before this point, correct? I mean, there wasn't really much mention of. I mean, they
Oh,
existed, but not in the way that was any significance. And you see him kind of pulled a lot more in even the newer movies and referenced a lot more. So yeah, it was kind of a good little intro into that data and how the Jedi have their own, and as well as the Sith.
yeah, it's interesting because the idea of the holocrons, Sith holocron, Jedi holocron, it's like a USB that you need the Force to open. It's really interesting, their concept of a storage device for information. What I'd be more interested in is to see how they capture that information. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that
Um,
hasn't ever been alluded to, has it? Even in books, I don't
no,
believe
not
I've.
really.
Yeah, that'd be a cool
Yeah,
thing to learn.
how, how do they do it? Do they download it, and is it like a Harry Potter thing? Do they hold the wand to their head and just pull the information out and stick it in the box?
You know,
Like, how does that work?
maybe it's not their head they have to pull it from. That's why they don't show it.
Okay, all
Might be a
right.
suppository.
We might have to discuss the rating of this show.
It was George's idea.
Right up there with the metal bikini.
And from there, we get the whole separatist attempt to rebuild the droid factories on Geonosis.
Oh, this is a really interesting concept. I can't wait for you to describe this episode because man, I've got some things to say about this.
This is your segue right into it.
Well, so yeah, we get to see obviously Attack of Clones is when we were first introduced to any other desert planet that wasn't Tatooine. And so we go to Geonosis, home of the bug people, where the Clone Wars started. And then, you have that gap between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And you're like, well, what happened to this planet? What happened? There's a war. Did they ever go back? And the answer is yes. They go back to Geonosis to try to reopen the droid factories. And this is interesting because I don't think it's this episode, but certainly in this season, we continue our storyline on Geonosis, and we meet the Bug Queen, and she's got some interesting parasitic children. Can we call them that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. Uh, so why don't you fill us in a little bit right there?
Trying
Or
to
not?
I was completely blanking. Well, I was trying to see where, because in the timeline of the episode, I think this Padme and the Clovis deal, does that happen simultaneously? Does that cut back and forth?
So I think the format of this season is a little George Lucasy, where he doesn't really edit things well chronologically. So I think those two timelines are separate, but I think they so I think it goes Geonosis, and then in the season it jumps to Clovis and Padme, and then later we go back.
Oh, we've lost you. You have OD'd on the force. Clap if you can hear me. Oh no. We've had our first technical error on the show.
Yeah, I saw that happen.
Oh wait, you're here. You're back.
Hey, you
Woo!
froze too.
Oh good. On my end it was just me. Everything looked okay. I think it was just a you thing. So everything on my end still running. So
Yeah, it might have it paused over here on my thing too. Sorry about that.
all right, we can
We were
edit.
frozen in carbonite. Carbonite.
Yeah, that'll be a big cut. So
We don't.
we'll stick with the Geonosis thing then. So then we have Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Kion Mundi lead the invasion to stop the factory rebuild. That was cool.
Anyone that doesn't know, Keon Mundi is the giant forehead with the bad mustache.
Yeah. Giant forehead man. So that was cool seeing him in action. That was kind of your generic stop the bad guy episode. I don't know if there was anything, remember anything too profound in there worth mentioning?
No, not really.
Yeah. So from there you had Padme discovers that Clovis is secretly helping rebuild with separatists.
And tell me, Zach, who is Clovis?
He was the
He was the ex-boyfriend, wasn't he, before Annie?
yeah, I think so. I think you're right. What was he the leader of?
No idea.
Can't
That
remember
did
either.
not stick in my mind.
Yeah, that was kind of the.
Was it even somewhere notable? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think it was just kind of right at the tip of my tongue, but then I lost it. But yeah, that was the first episode. You get some of the inner workings of the Senate, which was, some people hate those episodes. They think they're kind of boring. I just like the prequel movies. I kind of like that stuff, seeing the politics and how it all works in there, and all the backstabbing, especially. You see a lot of that in the show. There's a lot of inner turmoil, and nobody gets along. Oh yeah, there was also Ahsoka and Barriss.
This is back to Geonosis.
Yep.
This is back to Geonosis, right?
Yep.
And this is where they discovered the Bug Queen, and they have a little drama there. They escape, and they go back, and they discover that the Queen sent worms implanted in some of the clones' brains, effectively turning them into zombies.
Yeah.
They are extensions of the Queen. She's basically controlling them from a planet away via bug worms in the brain. And is Shakti in this one as well? Or no, who's Barris's master? Is it Luminari? It's
Yep.
Luminari, right?
Yep, I think you're right.
And so I think later too we get to see Anakin and Obi-Wan rescue Luminari from the Bug Queen.
Yep.
And so yeah, that whole story arc I found it felt like a filler arc. Like it didn't really play into Star Wars as a whole, but it was really interesting just as like background lore for this universe. And you know, hats off to Filoni and George Lucas for just taking a big swing and going for it because they're like, no, this has got nothing to do with the Emperor or how he becomes Darth Vader later or anything like that. But spoilers, by the way, Anakin becomes Darth Vader. Um, but it's a lore episode and or series, and that was really cool for them to do. And I kind of like the idea that there's more to this Star Wars universe than just the Force. And, there are zombie bugs, which is I think is pretty cool.
And that is one spot I think this show, I'm not saying it suffers from, but maybe could have. Well, that's the thing. They already have so many episodes. It's hard to say they needed more show, but they do these kind of things like the Queen, the zombie horde, and all that stuff, which could have almost been a full season worth of stuff. They just kind of, it's all really cool concepts. This show just does a lot of that, where it's like a couple filler episode things with great ideas, but never either quite made a full season out of it or didn't want to, and some of that can feel choppy at times, and I kind of understand some people that have that critique of the show where it can be all over the place because it can be, but it is, like you said, none of it is wasted. It's all some type of lore added to, so I never viewed it as a negative. There isn't a lot of episodes that are just straight up waste of time. It's even if it feels out of place, it still has a purpose, which is what the show is very good at. I think is its strongest suit. There are some stupid episodes, don't get me wrong, but I would say 90% of it is substantial in some way, even if it's not like in line with what's happening in the current story. But so where does season 2 end? So I'm just realizing my notes I kind of blended into season 3, but do we get into Grievous and Obi-Wan in this series, or is that season 3?
I think it's in this series. Grievous and Obi-Wan interact throughout the entire show, which is a really interesting. Well, that's not interesting. But when you get to Revenge of the Sith, you know, uh, Grievous is like, oh, General Kenobi, almost like I've seen you a lot, and here you are again. But he's never met Anakin before, and I think it's interesting that Anakin they were able to navigate that not just season by season, but through the entire show. They kept Anakin and Grievous away to maintain that continuity. Um, but yeah, I know where you're heading. I know the segue you're going to, and that's
Well,
they
actually,
go
I think I
down.
remember. Yeah, so Obi-Wan and Grievous fight. Grievous loses.
Mhm.
He escapes, though, of course. And Obi-Wan, Rex, and Cody track him to, what is it?
Ethkoff or
Salumkai? Salumki? I don't know how you spell it. It's something with an S. S-E-L.
Sulumkai,
Yeah, that one.
Sulumkai,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then from there, Rex gets hurt and stays behind
Oh,
to find the
I love
clone.
this.
Yeah, this is one of the best parts. I think this might be the end of the season, right? So Rex gets hurt,
No,
stays behind.
not by a long shot. No.
Oh, well, I take that back. So Rex gets hurt, stays behind, finds a clone deserter, and the deserter saves Rex, and in turn, Rex lets him go, which is I think, one of the pivotal points in this whole show for character development.
Yeah, especially character development for Rex, because it shows the overarching theme about. I mean, we said this much the first time we started talking about Star Wars, before we decided to do a Clone Wars breakdown. One of the beautiful things about this show is it goes out of their way to show that the clones are as unique and indisposable as individuals as they are meant to be disposable, just like battle droids. And for Rex, this is one of his first. Because Rex up to this point has been very by the book, and Rex up to this point has been very. He follows the regulations. The rules are there for a reason, and he enforces them. He abides by them. He is a by the book officer, and he comes across this deserter, which is practically unheard of in the Grand Army. And this deserter has a family, and this deserter is just farming. He's just living his life. He's just doing his thing away from the. and it shows not only Rex's ability to overcome his let's just call it programming, because at the end he lets this clone uh, continue to exist as a deserter. He doesn't turn him in. He's not charged with martial law or treason or anything like that. Like Rex lets the dude just go about his life. He gave him sanctuary when Rex was hurt. He helped him get on his feet, and Rex was like, you know what? Uh, I am at this point in my life, in my development as a character, as a person, where I can say there's a difference between the rules and regulations and what is right and what is wrong. But it also shows, for the first time, the clones are able to determine for themselves. They're able to disobey orders. They're able to desert, which up until this episode with this deserter, isn't something anyone ever thought was conceivable of the clones, unless there was something physically wrong with them inside their heads. And this deserter, man, he sets up Rex letting him go sends shockwaves through the timeline because they revisit this deserter more than once in the future. And this deserter, I mean, they even help the Bad Batch, uh, Clone Force, whatever it was, and they help Omega. And so like this the consequence of him letting him go, it comes up later. And so yeah, I this is one of my favorite moments in the Clone Wars is when Rex makes that decision to allow him to stay, I mean, essentially free of the Republic, of the Grand Army. And I think for is Rex to this point, and he's in the main cast, but I wouldn't call him at this point in the series, in the universe, I wouldn't call him a main character just yet. And for him to get this opportunity, to get this moment, I think is really what propels him in his popularity and propels him in his essential nature to the story of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and that kind of actually goes to his relationship he fosters with Ahsoka, who we're going to touch on next. There was a small character development segment with her following this where her lightsaber gets stolen and she must learn the value of patience. It wasn't a monumental scene or anything, but it does give her some more of that classic Ahsoka, very grounded personality and a next step into that. And then we get into I think the crux of this season is the Mandalore conflict.
Yeah.
That's planned to retake
Um,
Mandalore.
so yeah, the Death Watch. Yeah,
So we want to start off with Satine and
there's
Obi-Wan? Because I think it starts with them
man, I
heading to Coruscant to the Senate to make them respect Mandalore neutrality, which then at that point you get a glimpse into Obi-Wan's relationship with Satine.
yeah, this is really interesting. Because before now, our what do we know about Mandalore is Boba Fett, some expanded universe stuff, some comics, some really cool comics. But this is Mandalore brought into canon full force, and it's not the Mandalore we know. It's not the warring tribe planet of badasses that beat the Jedi in a war. It's a planet that in the stake of a galactic war said we're pacifists, we're neutral. And so the leader of Mandalore, Satine, she's making moves in the Senate. Again, more the politics you were talking about that you like. She's trying to push and demonstrate. She's like, hey, we're the Swiss, we're Switzerland. We make cheese and we're neutral. Uh, cheese being Beskar weapons. But yeah, this is so cool because the leader, Satine, Prime Minister, Duchess, whatever her official title is at Mandalore, her and Obi-Wan Kenobi have a history. They have a past. They have a love life relationship that never was. And I don't know if you ever read them. When I was a kid, I couldn't get enough of them. The old Jedi Apprentice books, which covered Qui-Gon and and Obi-Wan was just a pest. He hit hormonal teenage years, and those books describe they're not canon anymore, but all those books describe that. Like Obi-Wan was just as much of a pain as Anakin was that we saw. And in those series, Obi-Wan had a couple of relationships. But in this story arc, we find out that, I mean, Obi-Wan straight up says, he goes, "Hey, if you would have asked, I would have said goodbye to the Jedi and came with you." And I mean, talk about your what ifs, Obi-Wan, King of Mandalore. That'd have been crazy. Uh, but yeah, so what do you think of Obi-Wan, Mr. By the Book, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, schooling Anakin on the ways of the Jedi Code? What do you think of him having a romantic past, attachments? Because man, this comes back up later in the show, and it is absolutely heartbreaking when what happens. So what do you think of Obi-Wan and Satine's relationship?
I think it changes his character completely, and I think it also puts in perspective why he was so protective of Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, and why he knew clearly Padme and him had a relationship. He could have said something to anyone and got him in big trouble, or even just scolded him himself, but he never did. He always just made quips about, probably shouldn't be doing that. But outside of that, it makes a lot more sense now, considering he's had a relationship in the past. He knows what that feels like. And even though he is by the book in a sense, he's also a little more open than I think people gave him credit for, which I think the show does a lot more for his character development in the future. But this was one of the first real glimpses into his past that it wasn't heavily, everything was really explained, but it was kind of an implication more than anything else that he might be a little bit softer inside than people once thought. But yeah, I don't know if the show really gives you a whole lot, but it does give you just that, opens that door for his character to have a lot more emotion and maybe insecurities than you once thought. But
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just one part of the whole Mandalore story arc. You have this I mean, we find out this is when I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I get really excited about this story arc. It's one of my favorite in the series. Um you get introduced to the Death Watch, who are a group of Mandalorians who are not on board with the pacifist motion. And you see the Separatists are more or less attempting to bring Mandalore not only into the war, but bring them in on their side. Uh, and so you've got promises made, promises broken. You get to see the dark saber for the very first time,
mhm.
which was pretty sweet. Um, you get to see Obi-Wan face off against the leader of Death Watch for the first time. I believe this is where we're introduced to Bo-Katan, which was
I think
pretty
so too.
cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of Mandalorian goodness before the show came out, before the Mandalorian with Din Djarin came out, and it all starts pretty much right here in season 2 of Clone Wars. So if you're a fan of the Mandalorian, highly, highly, highly suggest that you jump on over to season 2 of Clone Wars because there's some good stuff in there.
If you haven't watched the show yet, why the hell are you here? Get off and get in and go watch
Exactly.
it.
They're trying to make up their mind on if should I bother? Let's just watch this one podcast. Should I bother?
But from there, so Palpatine agrees not to invade Mandalore. Death Watch is essentially over. So that kind of closed out that arc. You had an assassination in there, Lolo. I don't know if there was much. Was there much to that other than just another political squabble? I don't at least
I
remember
completely
anything.
forgot about it. So
Yeah, we're just gonna skip that. So then it kind of comes to the next, with Anakin breaking the blockade with the prototype ship.
oh yeah, yeah. That's the one with the cloaking device, right?
Mhm.
And they fight the Spider General guy.
They crash land on Baffalucia. Yep, they crash land. They work with Hondo and bounty hunters to protect the village, which is like one of the first times you see them kind of the Jedi having to step out of their comfort zone and work with some bad guys.
Yeah, it's the messiness and turmoil of a galaxy at war. You kind of have to make a friend, enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of deal. So that was cool to watch. The concept of the cloaking ship was really cool. It looked like a giant dart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
And
What'd you say last night about cloaking ships?
no ship that small has a cloaking device. Uh, the Spider General, we get introduced to that dude, which man, he got blown up and murdered more times than anybody else. The fact that he survived so much, there's no reason why Plo Koon couldn't have survived. I'm just saying.
Hey, he
What the
might
hell,
still be
George?
alive.
What the hell, George?
And from there, we got the Zillo Beast capture escape on Coruscant, which was kind of one of those like weird stories thrown in once again. It wasn't bad, just kind of like okay. So this
The
rare
Zillo
beast,
Beast,
the last of its kind.
kaiju,
Yeah.
Star Wars kaiju.
This Star Wars kaiju is captured and escapes, and it's the last of its kind, and they are forced to kill it, which it is now extinct. So that was trying to go with the whole morality, do we, don't we kind of thing.
This was another series that featured Mace Windu and Anakin working together because the reason they found the Zillo Beast, uh, the Republic dropped essentially a EMP nuke on
Oh yeah.
a droid army because they were invading the Sebulba people
Okay.
planet,
Yep.
and so they dropped this bomb. And at first, I was like, "Oh my god, they just nuked the droid army!" And then the mushroom cloud evolved into a EMP type static explosion, which wiped out everyone and everything. Caused the creator woke up Godzilla. I mean the kaiju. I mean the Zillo Beast. And they immediately, the first it's a two-part episode or story. The first part deals with them testing their weapon, which again, Star Wars using weapons of mass destruction on their enemy. Well, we're not going to talk about it. Uh, but Palpatine is really pushing for the Sebulba people to join the Republic, and they find the Zillo Beast, and then Palpatine finds out the Zillo Beast is practically indestructible. So they capture it, bring it to Coruscant, where their plan is to definitely not hurt it, so they can study it to develop armor. But they're definitely not going to hurt it while they do this.
No.
and then and,
No,
and
never.
then yeah, it gets out and then it gets dead very quickly. And bye bye Godzilla. I mean kaiju. I mean Zillo Beast.
Yeah. So there was a little more to that than I remember.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And then this ends to the actual end of the season. I did not realize all my notes here were just season 2. I thought I had some season 3 in here, but this is a long season. So
It's a good season.
the last arc is Boba Fett, his revenge on Mace Windu. He
Baby Fett.
poses as a cadet, tries to use bomb to kill Windu, but takes down the ship. Ship crashes on Vancor, I believe. R2 calls for help. Plo Koon, Ahsoka, and Commander Wolf arrive. Boba escapes. Plo Koon and Ahsoka chase after bounty hunters. Boba and Bosk, everyone's favorite Battlefront 2 character, they end up in custody. I think that's where season 2 ends.
Boba and Bosk end up in custody. Yeah, so elaborating on that, this is another Mace Windu and Anakin storyline. They're doing more Jedi type things together. And Boba Fett, if everyone remembers the end of Attack of the Clones, Mace Windu chopped off Jango's head. And
Reference,
so
he is how old here? He's probably, you would say,
12, 13, somewhere
somewhere
between
in,
12 and
yeah,
14. Yeah, somewhere in there.
mid-teens.
It depends on how old he was officially in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boba uses, because Boba is also an unaltered clone of Jango. He uses his father's likeness and similarities to infiltrate a Republic Yunling army indoctrination field trip with Mace Windu, because his plan is to get close to Mace under the guise of a Republic cadet, and then assassinate the man that murdered his father by chopping off his head. And it almost works. Mace Windu and Anakin get blown to hell in a spaceship, and they get trapped on a planet. Downside is Boba also kind of gets trapped on there, but you see him working with bounty hunters that we'll see again later in the future. This is kind of like Boba's exploration mission into bounty hunting. It started off as revenge against Mace Windu, and then it evolved into a Bacta tank series that starred the Mandalorian. Um, no disintegrations. Um, yeah. So I do think at the end, Boba ends up in jail. Not that it lasts long,
But I
but
think this is the other small tidbit that this added to was seeing Plo Koon and Ahsoka together, which becomes a very common occurrence throughout this show as its run continues. You wouldn't think of her and him being associated very much with Anakin being her master and Obi-Wan, their relationship, but she does develop a very close tie with Plo Koon, and this is the first I think you really see of that. As far as her working with him, and his guidance for her, I think was maybe more impactful for her character development than anybody else. I might actually, he really brings that mindfulness to her that she was lacking and tells her to really kind of settle down, take your time. Plo Koon doesn't do anything in a hurry. He's very, let's think first and then act 10 minutes later kind of dude, which was very good for her because I think it
yeah.
helped her character development.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely a really cool thing to see. That's another thing that the Clone Wars does really well, kind of interestingly, is up until the Clone Wars, we assumed that the Jedi missions were always just master and apprentice doing everything together, and it was a little weird when we saw Anakin and Obi-Wan split up in Attack of the Clones, and Anakin went to protect Padme and make moves on her on Naboo, and Obi-Wan went to do the real work and get captured. But you do get to see like different combinations of Jedi working together. You get to see Obi-Wan in this season do his own thing on Mandalore. You get to see Anakin not with his Padawan, doing things with Mace Windu. You get to see Ahsoka doing things with Plo Koon. And speaking on that relationship, Plo Koon's the one that found her when she was a baby, and like
Mm-hmm.
that is such an interesting relationship all the way through, because he's got a nickname for her, Little Soka, stuff like that, and it's cool to see them change it up and switch it up. And they never really address if that's a common occurrence or something that happens specifically because of the war. But it's almost like the Jedi behind the scenes are making moves to not only train the younger generation, but to adapt personalities to the situation. Because whereas like one master might be really good at this, his apprentice isn't, but his apprentice is good at something else that another master is. So it's cool to see him swap in and swap out, and
It's almost as
yeah, it
if
is
there's
cool to
like a
see.
graduating experience to where you have your master that is your master, but once you learn most of what you can from them, they're still your master, but you almost rotate to the other higher council members to learn from them, and it's not as cut and paste like you said as we all thought it was. It was just kind of one fit, which makes a lot more sense because everybody has their speciality, and you see Yoda a lot in the show take a lot of people under his wing for episodes where he teaches them quite a bit and kind of eases out a lot of their faults and points them out. And you see a lot of his very slow way of doing things, but in the end, he beats through pretty much everything. So yeah, it's a cool concept, and I love more training in anything that makes lore make more sense. That's kind of my cup of tea. So I love the show for that reason.
Yeah. And the Clone Wars really, they really demonstrate how messed up Palpatine had the Jedi. He had them doing things they weren't supposed to, like the war, like screwed with their mojo as he moved the pieces around the board on he's playing checkers, not chess. He's playing checkers with himself. And then every time you throw in a Cad Bane or an Obi-Wan and Satine Padme Mandalore arc or something like that. Every time you did that, that was like somebody coming over and just like kicking his board over. So he had to kind of, re-put the pieces where he wanted because they always ended up back where he wants. He wanted Mandalore out of the conflict. He could have just let him be neutral, but he wanted them out of the conflict. And so there's this whole big thing that he essentially orchestrates, and like every scenario except for the Cad Bane holocron heist at the beginning, every scenario ends up the way he wants it, and that's another great thing about this show is he really he pulled the strings behind the entire war, which is fantastic. This season was so cool, man. You got to see one thing we didn't talk about was Mace's realization who Boba Fett was, and you get to see
Yeah.
Mace Windu handle a little bit of consequence. Mace,
Yeah.
how do you like it? A little bit of consequence coming back for your actions. And so it's this we get Mandalore's introduction on screen in canon. You get Obi-Wan's a romantic revelation. Oh, duck.
I
And
got a
we
point to make on though. I got a point to make.
quack.
On the Windu, when you're talking about Windu and his I almost think this show does a really good job of not giving Windu character development on purpose. It shows a
Oh yeah.
lot of his, even from you go back to Tales of the Jedi, even as a young Jedi, then his stubbornness and hard headedness is apparent throughout this whole show, and they never change his character much. And I've seen people complain about that he just kind of ends up being this annoying, stubborn dude the entire way through. But I think that was on purpose because you can't have a character that has a ton of like underlying stuff going on because he's so rigid even at a young age. He is by the book. Even though he has his dark side to him, he is very when him and Dooku have that interaction in the Tales of the Jedi, when Dooku is saying something like, I can't remember the exact scene, but where they're saying they should say something else. They're trying to cover up whatever happened in the forest. And Dooku's like, yeah, we just need to tell the council this. And Windu's like, no, we must tell them the truth or something. I don't know what the exact situation was. But yeah, I think it's very on purpose that they leave
Oh
Windu the
yeah.
way he is. And you can see how it caused problems because even Anakin, you can see that animosity he had with him was evident in the show. Even though they do a lot more together and they do work well together, I think it's apparent they don't like each other and they never will.
No, yeah, you're so right, man. You're so absolutely right. And I do believe that it is intentional because I've always seen Mace Windu as what was wrong with the Jedi Order. He was
Mhm.
the most by the book, stretching all the way back to Tales of the Jedi. He was
People blame
the
Yoda,
most power.
but I don't think it's more Mace than anything
Well,
because Yoda just is like the guide to all the young kids, and
yeah,
and it's shown in the
no,
show too.
Yoda.
He's very out of touch almost with what's happening to a degree, but Mace is kind of the in
He is. Mace
charge.
is the leader. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the leader of the High Council. He's so Yoda. For anybody that's made it this far and you're still with us, good for you. A little bit of Star Wars knowledge coming your way. Yoda is not the leader of the Jedi High Council. Yoda is the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. He's the most knowledgeable. He's the most powerful. But the leader of the Jedi High Council, the guy that he's got the final say, the president of the Jedi was Mace Windu. He was
And that's very
elected
apparent
by
in
his
this show,
peers.
especially.
Yeah,
He's in
yeah.
charge, and you know it.
I think he's leader of two or three different councils because there's more than just the High Council. More lore for you, good people. But yeah, Mace Windu's in charge, and I've always viewed him as exactly what was wrong. He is the top seat of power. He is maybe Yoda's stronger than him. Maybe, I mean, maybe Obi-Wan, maybe Anakin could take him. Uh, but he's easily one of the strongest living Jedi alive. He's in charge, and he's so rigid. He's the reason Anakin falls. His cold detachment is part of the reason Anakin falls. I think Mace Windu is one of Palpatine's greatest weapons in turning Anakin. So I agree with you so much. I'm so glad you said that, man. I've thought that for so long.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's so by the book, and yet the prophecy that so many Jedi believe he is thinks it's all bull. And I'm not sure if it stems from jealousy or what, if there's something to that. I've seen that floated around that he's more just jealous that he's not the chosen one. I don't know if there's some,
I always thought that too. Yeah.
but at the same time, he clearly states that Yoda is stronger than him. So I don't know. It's not like he's oblivious to I'm the best. He just seems to be so against Anakin for no real reason when he's had no. I mean, Yoda at least had a reason because he said he senses darkness in this kid, and he had a viable take. Obviously, that made sense. But Windu just was like, "Nah, don't like you. Screw you."
No,
But yeah,
you're not the
it
chosen
was
one. I'm
cool.
the chosen one.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff happens in season 2, man. A lot of good introductions, a lot of good finality
Yeah, I'm
to
really excited to get in
things you
these
might have had questions.
next couple seasons
Oh
here
yeah.
because my memories. I'm not gonna lie, is a little bit foggy on these earlier seasons. I've watched some stuff to kind of get a refresher, but the farther we get into this, the more I think excited it will be because there's a lot better,
Oh yeah.
bigger and better storylines coming.
Because when I jump into Clone Wars, I start at season 3 looking for
Yeah, I
episodes to
kind of did
watch
too.
and then move forward because season 3 is when it really
Picks
I
up.
think I don't remember if it's season 3 or season 4, but there's a definite switch. There's a definite change where you're like, "Oh, this is a cartoon, but this is no longer a kids show."
Yeah.
So there's
So stay
there's
tuned
some
and
good stuff
buckle up, is what we're saying.
coming.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
We will be back
After party.
next week. Yeah, we're gonna do the. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna end this right now. Goodbye. Love you all. Hugs and
Bye.
kisses.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the after party. We are gonna switch gears here. I'm not gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna put it on a momentary pause screen, and we're gonna switch over to probably take a quick little break here, get settled in, and then
Need some more water.
yeah, some more water. So everybody refill, go get a bathroom break, some snacks, and come back. And we're gonna do some dailies. We're gonna knock out maybe some weeklies. Yeah. So
We're
yeah.
gonna channel the dark side.
Oh, we're gonna channel it hard. Stay tuned.
All right, friends.
Be back
See ya.
momentarily.
All right, man. I'm gonna turn off my video and I'm gonna go get my water refilled, and I am going to get my game booted up.
Me too. I'll meet you there.
All right.
Move this over. Yo, Josh, what's up, buddy? Claps twice. Yeah, we had a freeze. I don't know what happened. First technical issue. Yeah, we're ready to have some fun. How's your day going, dude? Two. You know, sometimes that's all you need to be doing. The simple things in life. I sometimes think people do a little too much. You need to just relax a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, and you don't have the the mods, do you? To find Dino Finder mod. To do it the old-fashioned way. Real work. That's right. It makes you appreciate it a lot more once you do get one. You'll do it. I'll send you some good luck. Okay. I need to... switch things over here. We're going live. Live. All right. This one. Custom. Oh, God. There you go. Get my camera in all its massive glory. How do I make it smaller? Okay. Okay, we got sound, desktop, Discord. Okay, I shall be back momentarily. I'm gonna get some snacks, refill, and then we'll get started. All right. Kyle? Kyle? Kyle, yep. Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the BatShtCrazy Podcast Afterparty. We're going to do some dailies, some of the weeklies. Let's see what's on the flash sale. Ooh, with the Noble Counselor's armor set. Why do I not remember this one? It's very, TR. Oh, maybe I do remember this. Yeah. Not really my thing. Oh, and I do realize my camera is not on at the moment. I'm stuffing my face with tidygrams. And no one anybody needs to see that. Why is that so far behind? There we go. There we go. But yeah, how's everybody doing?
Apologize for the delay. We caught Liam with his remote. He snuck out to get his.
Oh, trying to sneak some late night TV.
So it's been a problem. He's failing 2 classes. And we think the root cause is because he stays up watching TV too late. So we took the remote from him and we told him no more TV after night. And so every night, what we do is we go through the painstaking process of wrestling the remote away from him. And then tonight, Emily did that same thing. And I went in there to just kind of give him a kiss, say goodnight, that whole thing. And little bugger had his TV on. He snuck out, grabbed his remote without Emily knowing while I was talking to you, and went back to his room to watch more TV.
You know, the least surprising part of that whole story is he snuck out and got something by Emily. She probably just reading. Probably walked right in front of her.
Yeah, I can almost see that. She does get quite sucked into what she's doing. I gotta fix my audio. My game's coming through my monitor.
It's all right. I went and got some teddygrams. Sold them for my son.
Nice.
Cup of milk. Now I'm ready. I got my new apprentice last night. Yeah. I have a bunch of other apprentices I'm just not into. She's pretty cool, though. Shara. Got her kitted out in my matching outfit with me, too. Except I dyed hers black. Kind of a yin and yang.
See, what do we got for login rewards today? Ooh, major experience boost. Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't mind if I do.
I need to see what the daily is. Just 25,000 personal conquest points. So that's easy.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah. What are the weeklies? What's one we could do?
Share it all with me, good sir. Share it all. Are you still in Ilum?
Yeah, but not in the way you're thinking. I had to come back here. I was doing a story thing. We're not going to do an operation. So we can complete 2 flashpoints we've already done before. Do you want to do that, or you want to do something else?
Let's do something else.
Okay. We can do complete 2 flashpoints from the following list. We can do the Battle of Rishi. Did we do that one?
No, we haven't done that.
Hammer Station, Athos, or the Thema Conspiracy. You can do any 2 of those. Battle of Rishi. What does that sound familiar? Let's see.
Because it's Star Wars.
That's true. Do you want to try that? Okay, I'll put us on a queue.
Share the quest, good sir.
I think it's gonna queue us up. I don't think you need the quest. It should just start us in once it's find us 2 more people. We don't have vet. We should be better equipped than last time we tried to handle this.
Only as intended. Be well.
There we go. There we go. Travel now. Take me there.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Oof, that's some bad luck. 135 is a little bit better, though. Oh, push space bar.
I don't know who Restream Bot is, but thank you. You're cool. I like you.
That's the I made a bot that it will take anything that people say on Twitch or Kick or YouTube and put it on the other platforms that it's not. So somebody from YouTube can say something and the person on Twitch can see it. It's just basically re-putting on whatever anybody says. So now everybody's in the loop.
Do the roar? Ash, what roar are you referring to? I need it spelled out.
Daddy, make him do the roar. Thank you, Daddy. Shrek quotes. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. Doing the Shrek roar. Okay. I get it now. It's been a long time since I've been on the Shrek bandwagon. Fifth one's coming out, though. Everybody wait.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see all the controversy? Everybody's saying they look like crap now. The animation. Somehow it's gotten worse. Where are you at? We're all going.
I'm still back at the beginning, man.
Oh. They just started running, so I was following them. I thought you were here.
Oh, I'm greatly offended at the mass destruction laid before me as I harmlessly pass through. Oh, there it is. Yes, credits.
These guys look pretty cool. A little ragtag team in here. Oh, that was a fast elevator.
My cape went up.
Yeah, this is kind of embarrassing. Good thing I'm not wearing a skirt.
My fellow citizens, the coming days will be difficult. You will hear lies about civil
I think you mean it's too bad you're not wearing a skirt.
But our world is
It's a PG stream.
not just by our arsenal, but the Academy Guard patrols.
Talking about the airflow, man.
Oh, it's true. I do like a good breeze.
I love a good breeze. That's why I have a kilt.
Yeah, so what are we supposed to be doing in this? I have too many things going on. Get past... No, we're just going to go to the objective. How's that?
Ah, no healer, no healer, no healer.
Oh, yeah.
Run away!
It's going to be bad. Do we not have a healer?
Nobody's healing. I don't know if that's the same.
Okay.
My people do not listen to the lies on the HoloNet. There are no riots in the Mercantile District, and the missile batteries are perfectly safe.
Yeah, quite the accent.
I feel like maybe the missile silos or whatever your man said probably ain't pretty safe.
It's like a Cad Bane wannabe.
Prototype. Pre-Bane.
Proto-Bane.
It's like Batman Bane's just shit character. Die in that hell. Bane's a stupid character. I don't care if he's your favorite.
Why'd they need Tom Hardy to do that? They could have literally hired anybody.
I got nothing. Listen, I don't got anything against Tom Hardy. I just hate the character Bane.
I don't either, but they literally did not use Tom Hardy to any of his full effect. They just put a mask on him and you can't hear anything he says.
You know, it really is shocking that was Christopher Nolan's call. Because, like, I don't know. I just expect a level of quality from Chris Nolan. And Mumble-mouthed Bane wasn't it, you know?
Yeah, I can barely tell what he says half that movie.
Oh, you would think darkness is your ally.
You basically just turn into Sean Connery. Did you see what Josh says? He likes to feel the breeze between my giblets. Ooh, now he wants to know why you hate the character Bane. Oh no.
I'm so glad you asked.
Now you got him going.
I'm so glad you got. Okay, so my hatred of Bane goes back to is back to the Nightfall comic line, which so Nightfall is actually what my character in Star Wars name is named after, Azrael. As Azrael, Jane Paul Valley is one of the greatest characters in that story arc. But you know who's not a great character in that story arc? Bane. So the Nightfall story arc is it's more or less the story of how Bane broke the Bat's back, and I'm going to tell you exactly how Bane broke the Bat's back. Bane literally he sat on the sidelines and threw every one of Batman's villains at Batman. Batman was like, he had a cold, he's having a bad week, he fought like every single one of his arch villains, and then Bane broke into his house and just like wiped the floor with him, broke his back, and he's like, I'm Bane! I'm the worst bad guy Batman's ever faced. No, you're the laziest bad guy Batman's ever faced. You're roided out on Venom, and you let all the other bad guys do the work for you and just came in and took the credit. Bane is a shit character. Not only has he got a bad origin story, but he also never gets better. He only does the same thing over and over again. It's pathetic. And anytime when Batman is like feeling really good and didn't have to fight 30 other villains beforehand, he usually cleans Bane out in like 3 minutes. Just cuts the Venom cord and punches him. Bane is a shit character. I will die on that hill.
I think you already did. You are up the hill. Honestly, I'm surprised that was as short as that was. I was thinking it'd be the rest of this whole mission.
Oh, it does not take me long to shit on Bane.
I thought you were going to go all the way back to the beginning of time. Okay.
I like that. Interesting.
It's when you get scared. Yeah, he's one of those super nerds that if you say the wrong thing, you're on a ride, you can't get off. And at the end, you're just like, what just happened?
That seems fair. That seems pretty accurate, actually.
And then you think the ride's over, but then it goes again. I don't know. What did I do to you one time that I was trying to trick you on purpose, and then it worked, and you went on this whole rant, and at the end you're like, did that on purpose.
I don't remember. Take your pick. Anything just about the last 20 years.
It's like you knew it, but you couldn't help it. It's his pull and his DNA.
We're not responsible for missed departures.
Where are we going?
There are others waiting. Move along.
What are we doing?
Where are we supposed to go?
I
State
don't
your
know.
destination. All vehicles leave on time.
I'm waiting until one of
There are
them.
others waiting. Move along. We are not responsible for missed departures.
I guess I'm just going to pick one.
There are others waiting. Move along.
You go to the top or bottom?
I think the top one. I think that's the only one I could click. The other one said something like, can't go to it.
Beats of Kadimimu. It's interesting.
Caddy Nemu.
Fellow citizens, some of you have questioned the makeup of the Cademiman Guard. You ask, why have we recruited off-worlders? But
I love Nightwing. Dick Grayson is one of my favorite characters in the DC. I think Nightwing evolves into one of the best versions of Batman when he takes over the couple times he does take over. And I think, Batman himself has even said, well, not Batman himself, but the writers have said, Nightwing was always a clearer version of what Batman was meant to be. He's a well-rounded hero. I love what they've done with him, except for Tom King when he shot him in the head by KG Beast. That was stupid. Yeah, I love Nightwing. Probably my favorite Robin, too, during his short amount of time as Robin. I want to see him in live action.
That'd be cool.
playing Star Wars and talking about Batman. Josh just got to second base and he doesn't even know it.
Just make your next step carefully. Just don't say The Dark Knight's your favorite movie. See?
That might have been it, Zach.
I know what gets you.
The Dark Knight is not a bad movie. I love The Dark Knight. It's a great movie. It's just not a good Batman movie.
I agree with
it.
you.
It is, however.
I just like hearing you get mad.
It is, however, like the best Joker movie of all time.
Yeah.
Dark Knight is the strongest in the trilogy. It's something I revisit often. It's just I have opinions on Batman's role in it. As you should, Josh. As you should. I do think Batman Begins is a very underrated movie, though. That's a pretty solid piece.
I'm trying to even. It's been a long time since I watched that.
I mean, it's got Liam Neeson in it. It shows his training with the League of Shadows. That's a really good. 2005.
Yeah, it's an old movie. You got
Holy shit, 2005. That movie's 20 years old now.
Wow. Yeah, you got what's her lips? Who's in it? Katie Holmes. Back when she was still a movie star.
Yeah.
She declined that role to do something else, and that was the last we ever saw of her.
That was her mistake.
Where are you guys at?
You don't tell Chris Nolan no. It's a good way to not anger Chris,
this is a great
but shortchange it.
segue.
Sure.
I forgot to tell you this. You know, I did not know the Rachel in the next movie was what's her face's brother. I had no idea.
Brother?
Yeah, man, what is his name? Oh no. Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, Heath Ledger. No, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that's
Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's her brother. And now that I know that,
yeah.
I like look at her and I go, "Oh, you look just like him."
You can see it, right?
Yeah, I had no idea. I guess I never knew who she was. And then I looked her up the other day for some weird reason. What is that guy? That's great. Where's our other dude? Is he dead?
I think it's just us and the dude's companion. What is
we got another guy up
doing?
there.
Josh, my favorite hero is Batman. My second favorite is Spider-Man. My third is Superman, but my favorite is Batman for sure. Do you see my guy right now?
Yeah. What's he doing?
I have no idea.
So you're having a stroke. Can we res that guy?
Favorite.
What's going on? Oh, he's coming. I think he just came back to life.
Favorite villain? Like in all comic books? Or just like favorite Batman villain? Oh, man. Favorite villain? Probably, no, it's not a superhero. I'm going to say definitely Palpatine, but he's not a superhero.
Where is this guy?
Well, Mr. Freeze is my favorite Batman villain. But I might have to give this one to Marvel. I think Venom, like
oh shoot,
classic Spidey Venom, might be my favorite.
I just killed myself. Can you revive me, please?
Where are you?
Right here on the ground.
You up top?
No, I'm right there. You just passed me. You literally just passed me.
Really like Magneto. I feel like Marvel's villains. I feel like DC's heroes usually outshine, but Marvel's villains usually outshine DC's
Any comic
villains.
book or movie.
Yeah.
My favorite villain. I really liked, speaking of Jake Gyllenhaal, I really liked his Mysterio.
Yeah.
I kind of like that he was, I like villains that are more grounded. Realistic, sort of. But my favorite, though?
This is General Ordo to the intruders. The governor may be cowering in his bunker, but we will do our job. You won't get any further.
What's this little guy? I mean, if we're going comic book or movie, I think I might have to go Darth Vader then, because that qualifies.
Yeah. No, I think specifically comic book genre, meaning superheroes. Yeah, Venom. I think Venom might be my favorite villain.
Trying to think of all the villains. That's where I'm kind of even blanking. I liked, actually, I think my answer might be William Dafoe's Goblin. I liked how
I think Goblin's
evil
a
he
solid.
was. Like Dafoe specifically, because he made that, like that Thanksgiving scene. Man, he looks so evil.
Oh yeah.
He
I
was
like
my
that he
favorite.
doubled down when he came back for the new
I know.
Spider-Man.
He just like,
You know,
never-
he's-
he says no. He just like, no, F it.
Yeah.
That's his whole character. Is just like, I could do the right thing, but nah. He says it just like that too. Ah. Yeah, William Dafoe just makes a really good.
I do
bad
really
guy.
like I do really like Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. I don't particularly care too much for comic Deadpool. He's just too fourth wall break. But Ryan Reynolds, man, that was a match made in heaven. And Deadpool and Logan or Wolverine, it's one of my favorite comic book movies.
I liked Ian McKellen's Magneto.
Magneto.
Yeah, he's very. I like the
Yeah.
way he goes about things.
They both did really well. Both
Yeah.
Ian McKellen and Michael
Yeah,
Fassbender.
he did do a good job too.
I like all the X-Men movies though. They're kind of like guilty pleasures.
I even liked the one that nobody else liked because I thought it had a cool concept, but it didn't go far enough. The one that was the one that was like during COVID times that it was all sorts of delays and came out and was
Was that Dark Phoenix?
No, it was the kids and it was like a horror movie.
Oh, Mutants.
Yeah, like,
It had the girl from Game of Thrones in it.
or yeah, the main chick was
Maisie Williams.
No, not Maisie,
Maisie Williams.
It had the one that looks like a praying mantis.
Do not let the enemy take control of the missile batteries.
Oh, you're thinking of a different movie, I think.
Oh.
It was not no, it was one with hell's her name? One chick that's got like huge eyes and really slender. Somebody help me, please. Damn, I'm terrible at names right now. I can see her. She was the Princess Peach in the new Mario movie. She's in a lot of things. She was in Fast and Furious, new Furious movie. She played the girl that was the slave.
Not ringing any bells.
She's the main girl in this one. It's the one where she has like visions and the big bear thing comes to life. you watch this movie? No, you need
No,
to.
man, you're describing some weird shit.
It was like a horror movie for X-Men. It was like they're students in this place that like troubled youth kind of thing, and they all have powers, and this one girl is extremely powerful, and she conjures like nightmare. And it was like the first X-Men horror movie, and it kind of was suffered from like delays and reshoots. And I'm not saying it was a great movie, but the concept is what I loved about it. And I think if they would have took it farther, it could have been like really good. I need to look this up. She's like Russian or something. She in this movie, she has a Russian accent, and if you need to watch this movie, this will be your weekend homework.
You need to figure out what the movie is.
I know. It was like, Josh, you need to help me out. Look up an X-Men movie with the girl that was in the new Fast and Furious. Oh no, I just got yeeted. Never mind, I'll do it.
Anna Taylor-Joy? Is that what he says?
Yeah. Yeah, her. What X-Men movie was she in?
Hold on. I think that was... Interrupt this stream to bring you research.
Why it's just blanking on everything right now. But yeah, this movie was...
Yeah, that was the New Mutants. That was the... It had,
New Mutants, yeah.
That had Maisie Williams in it. She was Anna Taylor-Joy. She was the one that had the... She had the dragon thing, right? She brought... And the sword thing?
Yeah, she was like the one that kind of killed the bear or whatever.
Yeah. That one was really cool, yeah.
What was Maisie Williams? What did she play? I do not remember her in that movie.
I don't remember.
I got a problem. Oh, never mind. It's coming back up. So you did watch that movie?
Yeah, that was good. Let's see. Villains: Venom, Poison Ivy, Sandman, Penguin, Joker, Carnage, Doc Ock, Riddler, Rhino, and so many to name up. Yeah, those are all...
Oh, I did like
Doc those Ock. Are the big ones, Josh.
Doc Ock was really good. Of course, I'm blanking on names again. The Tobey Maguire Doc Ock. I really liked him.
I really liked the Tobey Maguire Doc Ock movie. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man Doc Ock was fantastic. But what I'd like to see from Doc Ock, there's a storyline where he randomly marries Aunt May, and I want to see that. I want to see him piss off Spidey that much. Although Aunt May's, spoiler, she's dead now, so probably never going to happen, but that'd be kind of cool to watch.
Never heard of a Force Ghost.
In Spider-Man?
Yeah. Crossing Worlds. It's all Disney now.
It's true.
Technically it's Sony, but we all know they've basically...
Ooh. Speaking of all Disney now, man, the new Daredevil show, I have to tell you, I've been bored with it. I've been kind of disappointed with it. But last night's episode, holy shite. We watched him fight one of his rogues, Muse, who I'm not familiar with, but that fight was so badass. One of the things Daredevil's always been great with is its fight choreography, and man, they are not disappointing. The show may be boring as hell, but those fights are next level.
I'll have to watch that.
Watch the thing about this show, Born Again, if you don't watch the Netflix arc, if you didn't watch the 3 seasons of Netflix, it's not going to make sense to you. It's just not. Which I don't like the way they wrote it, especially because this is Daredevil's kind of like first entry into the MCU. But yeah, he if you didn't watch the Netflix series, you're going to be lost. You just are.
I think I started it. I don't think I finished it though.
It's really good. Though, so we rewatched all 3 seasons waiting for Born Again to premiere. And I forgot that between season 2 and season 3, you have to watch Defenders, which is like the TV version of Avengers, because there's plot details that are missing if you don't watch that show. So you kind of have to watch 4 shows in order, or four seasons in order to get to Reborn or Born Again.
I really have to be missing something with my run. There's no way I'm this slow.
I fought in the war, you piece of trash! You think I'm afraid now?
Well, this is where we'll find out if we have a healer.
I think we're doing all right.
Oh. Yeah, you are, because I'm pulling them. Yeah, I think we have enough DPS to get this done. I've unlocked a lot of moves that kind of self-sustain me a lot more now than I used to be able to, so that helps. I'm burning. I'm burning.
Keep firing! Keep firing!
I think we do have some heals.
Yeah, somebody's doing something. Or they might have just hit a terminal.
Keep firing! Keep firing!
Keep firing.
Keep firing! Keep firing!
Son of home!
You actually won.
Whoever you are, listen. Those missile batteries are all that's protecting.
Ooh, we got some tech
enemy.
fragments.
You can't take control from me.
This is Imperial Fleet Command. Planetary defenses are disengaging.
Yeah, we did it.
The governor's shuttle on scanners. We'll take it from here.
All right. Let's get out of
So,
here.
Josh, I think I know the answer, but if you're still with us here, you more Marvel or more DC?
Okay, move who?
Wait, Zach, are you not here? Where
No.
are you?
I left.
Space station, I don't see you. I guess it doesn't matter. You can just... Yeah, it's kind of hard picking favorites. I mean, that's my life, because I love Spider-Man and Daredevil and Ghost Rider and Silver Surfer and Captain America,
Shut up.
Iron Man, and the rest of them. But, you know, if I was trapped on an island, I would pick Batman and Superman over Spidey and Daredevil every day of the week.
How do I like Superman? So dumb. So dumb.
You just don't like the characters that are good. You don't like the essentially
You
good
like the
at
most
their core
bland
characters.
characters ever. How do you go from Batman to liking Superman? He's so white bread. I like some pumpernickel, some rye, a little something mixed in there. Not just, let's give a
but every now and
red,
then.
yellow, and blue. Stand out like a sore
But you know
thumb.
what?
Just look
Every
stupid.
now and then you gotta get your you gotta have your your
Captain America?
y-
Really?
you're telling me if you wanted to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich, you'd want to make it on rye bread or like wheat or some shit like that? No, you
Why
want
does it have to be peanut
white
butter and jelly?
bread.
I wouldn't even have a peanut butter and jelly. I'd be having some exotic like Cuban or something like that. That's kind of guy I am. I don't eat no
Because peanut butter and jelly is a classic.
I'm an exotic kind of person. Okay.
You 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 say you're exotic, but you don't go anywhere.
I'm exotic at home with my food. I just don't understand how Batman's your favorite, all right? And he's one of the more complex characters, dark and gritty, the entire superhero ethos. And yet, you also like Superman, which is a complete inverse. Is that why? Just because you just get too dark and you need some of your campy white bread?
I like Superman the same reason I like Luke Skywalker. He's just at his core a fundamental good guy. And yes, my dad. What does Josh say? How does he get hurt by a rock? It's an alien rock, but still okay. Okay. Kryptonite. Essentially, it's like if someone gave you a pound of uranium and plutonium and told you it was angry, juggle it. That's kryptonite's really, really bad. I'm sure you could.
Wouldn't live very long, but I could do it.
Hey, are we queued up for something else? Where are we at? What are we doing?
No, I'm trying to figure out what we need to queue up for. Why did it say we didn't complete that?
Need to turn it in?
I don't think so. Well, we completed it, but we didn't complete the weekly unless I did something wrong. Maybe it wasn't the right story filter. Maybe, I guess I didn't know what one did we just do?
Oh, I just completed it. You have to turn it in.
Where? Where'd you turn it in at?
Space station.
What space station?
I don't know.
Oh, in Fleet. Okay. Hold on, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh, just had to talk to Melgus. That's awkward. Now I killed that guy.
Man, I can't wait till you play the storyline I'm playing. It's so insane. I love it though. But it just throws some off the wall things and I'm just like, what? It's so different from the one you did too. That's the best part. And there's small amount of overlap with some of the missions, but most part it's like a whole different cast of characters and it's crazy what happens in this. Is it the dropship launch or no? Wait, yeah. Okay. Oh, I see you. It's a good sign.
My next character, John Cena, so you can see me.
I gotta figure out when I'm gonna start my next my mercenary or whatever I'm gonna do.
Have you watched Peacemaker yet?
No, I know a little bit, but I haven't watched it now.
And you've got to watch Peacemaker. That show is hilarious.
Missiles and blasters are built to kill soldiers.
Honestly, that show might be my favorite thing James Gunn has done. I wasn't a huge fan of the Guardians movies. I didn't care too much for his Suicide Squad movie. But the Peacemaker show is one of my favorite shows. It's seriously good.
I'm sure you'll put affairs on Kadamimu in order.
It would not have been possible without your assistance. Until the next opportunity.
It's right up your alley, too. You probably like it. It's very campy. But it's also extremely serious and dark humor, and yeah, you'd like it.
I love dark humor. What is this? Why is this showing something here? Flashpoint. War game. Did you queue something up?
Maybe. I don't know. I was just pushing buttons.
Okay, let me queue this up for the next thing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. I think we only need one more for the weekly. I like that one went pretty quick. That was a nice okay, so where is the
I thought the bone claws were stupid, and I hated every part of that. But I'm someone that hates it when superheroes are depowered. I love the adamantium claws, and what's opinions on Wolverine, both before and claws. My opinion on Wolverine, he definitely carried the X franchise. I assume you're talking about Hugh Jack and not just randomly Wolverine. Because my opinion on Wolverine, so when the '90s X-Men show came out, my favorite character was Cyclops. I actually didn't care too much about Wolverine until Hugh Jackman came to the role and made it his own, and I love that version. I think that's one of those perfect examples of an actor that just absolutely thrives in his role, and it's really like I know Henry had his little cameo, and technically he's the only other live action Wolverine we've seen. And I'd love to see Henry do it. But I mean, I love Henry Cavill. He's king of the nerds, all hail. But I can't really picture anybody else other than Hugh Jackman being Wolverine. He's just so solidified as that character for me. It's the same with like Robert Downey as Iron Man, Christopher Reeve as Superman, Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker.
Can you read off the ones for the never mind, I can see it right here. Okay, we need a Battle of Rishi. Okay, let's go do that one. Battle of Rishi. So go to your activity. So go to the Galactic. Actually, maybe I can just share it with you once I get there. Hold on. I'm traveling there right now to the start of the Flashpoint.
Opinion on Sabretooth. I don't really have one. I know Sabretooth is a good villain in comics and even in the cartoon. I thought he was dumb villain in the first X-Men movie. I thought they played him down really
I don't know
stupid.
if you can read me, but
And
I've arrived.
I liked in X-Men Wolverine Origin, I liked that version of the character, but it's more because I like the actor than the actual character. Where I'm at with Sabretooth.
Okay, Battle of Rishi. I need to. Can you end your can you travel to me?
See.
I need to end whatever thing you started. You started some kind of flashpoint or something. Wait, where are we on story? That. Oh, wait, here we go. Maybe I can share it now. Did you get that? Oh, it says you're not eligible. Why are you not eligible? Do you have another flashpoint going?
I just abandoned all of them.
Okay. Let me exit this real quick. Because it said something when I joined that like something else was already going on. I'm going to exit out of this. And we'll be on a clean slate. Oh, there is way to go to reset. So go to right click your portrait, then go down into additional commands. Then you'll see phase and then reset all active flashpoints.
I don't have that. You said
Right click your portrait.
and then yep.
And then you see like
target marker group, toggle PvP focus, and mission difficulty preference. That's all I got.
Okay. So can you travel to me now? See if I can share this again. It says you're not eligible for this. I don't know why.
Where did you find it? Is it?
So go to get there. You go to like this is the daily stuff, Galactic Seasons, and go to objectives, and then down when you see Legacies of Outer Rim, click on that. Then you click on Activity Finder, and then at the far right, you see Solo. You scroll down and find
Oh, that's why you're doing. Is that why you're doing it? Because you're trying to run it as solo?
Maybe. I don't know how do we, I guess travel to the flashpoint anyway. Just go to Battle of Rishi. And then it'll take you here and then just leave it. And then we'll both be at the gate, I think. And then I'll end my instance of this. And then maybe you can go in as a group. Maybe that'll be how it works. Did you get all that? Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably it's just solo. Oh, I see the actual like flashpoint guy now. So maybe this is what we needed to do. You should see a little like Battle of Rishi, yeah.
Battle of Rishi doesn't even show up in my thing.
Weird. Maybe you can't do it. Okay. Well, let's find the next one then.
Black hole,
can you do Hammer Station?
This is still in the
flashpoints.
Like Legacy of Outer Rim.
Yeah. Should be either Hammer Station or what ones can you do?
The Black Talon, Border Party, the Foundry, Directive 7, Battle of Ilum, False Emperor, Korriban Incursion, Assault of Tython, Depths of Manan, Legacy of the Rakata, and Blood Hunt.
You don't have Hammer Station at this or the Nathema Conspiracy.
No.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we can do
Can you do Korriban Incursion? Is that one we've done before?
See, Korriban Incursion.
Or the Depths of Manan?
Yeah, I can do Korriban Incursion. I don't think we did this one. All right. So travel there, I guess. Okay, I'm heading over there. I don't know if I'll have to restart it. Okay. Yeah, we're both here. So how do we start this? Is there a person to talk to? You've entered Flashpoint story. Oh, okay. Well. Alrighty then. Guess we just start going.
Please use all products only as intended.
You repair your stuff?
Be well.
I actually got some gear from that last one. Ooh, new lightsaber. Nice. Sorry, I got some stuff I didn't realize I had. Why can I interact with it? Hey, why can't I interact with the vendor? Did you start fighting something?
Something started fighting me.
Sure it did.
Hold on. They're almost dead. Okay, you should be good now.
Okay. I just need to suck out things. My inventory's full. It's full. I even have all the spaces and it's full.
Medical attention.
Need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that.
Be well. Please use all products only as intended.
Oh, Kyle, I had my first moment with Cooper where
Be well.
he said he liked Star Wars. So proud. I was playing that Galaxy game on my phone, and he wanted to play, so I let him play it for a little bit. And he's like, "I like Star Wars," and then he said, "I like Darth Vader," and I was like, "All right, you are my kid." Sometimes I question it. Not today.
I remember when Liam was 3. He was I was playing Injustice 2, and I was in the character selection, and he had opinions on which character I should be because he had his favorites.
Josh is back. Back again. Yeah, he's never hated Star Wars. He just never showed any
Interest. Yeah.
It's
It's always
just whatever.
that first time when they like something you really love, and you're like, "Yeah,
I'm trying not to like
right."
force myself on him. No, I'm not gonna like, okay, now here's what you need to do.
Dad, I like Star Wars too. 2 seconds later, Dad says, I shall create a grand army of the Republic.
Yeah, I'm trying not to like overwhelm him right now, and I'm just easing him in. Although he still loves Skibbity Toilet, so that's where we're at with that.
Sorry, he loves what?
Yeah, you fortunately missed out on that craze with your kids. Skibbity Toilet. You have to look at. I'll send you a YouTube video later.
Really don't want to see it.
It's kind of one of those things that's like so disturbing that
What's he doing here? Beat ground force commanders. Okay.
Yeah, we thought it was weird that he liked it until we went to school, and then all the other kids are talking about it. So like, I was like, okay, I guess it's the thing. At least there's no more Blippi. So we're done with Blippi.
Is it still Blippi or is it new Blippi?
I think it's new Blippi. I don't know if real Blippi. We haven't watched Blippi in a year or so.
Real Blippi is, I saw a video of him intentionally explosive diarrhea onto a wall.
You actually found that video?
I did, yeah.
Good for you.
No, actually, feeding feeding into the weird relationships I make, my boss showed me that video.
That's where I don't know where he got it. Was you talking about John?
No, I'm talking about Brian, the elusive first shift supervisor.
Oh. To say, because I tried looking for that video. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's
maybe I was a little late. Maybe it already got deleted from the internet by the time I was looking.
It's every bit as graphic as it sounds.
That's good. I don't want to see it then. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, not good. Would not recommend. I'm a different person after having watched it.
Did you see what Josh just said?
If your dad is Brian, then you need to go to bed, because I'm pretty sure that kid's only like 9.
Yeah, you should not be here. Shame on you.
No.
Although, Josh, you're in Texas right now, right? If I remember right. You've been everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think he's been in Michigan, too. It's like
Josh,
you.
do you have a tattoo of the state of Texas on you?
Do you want one?
I swear to God, like 8 out of 10 people in that state have the state tattooed on their calf.
That's right, y'all.
Y'all.
I've received word from Sergeant Tarston on the ground. It appears your arrival hasn't gone unnoticed. A Republic barricade has just been fashioned to bar your progress. While hastily constructed, it is formidable. But we have every faith in you.
Lived in Texas for a couple years.
Born in Missouri. No tattoo of Texas. Social media thing. So you've been in Missouri, you've been in Michigan, you're in Texas. So you're just not hanging out with the coolest people then, is what you're saying. Or you're just like me and you don't go anywhere. I don't leave my little bubble. I stay in my bubble where it's safe. It's safe.
Yeah. I've lived in a couple different states now. Country for a few months.
I got by traveling when I was a kid, and that's enough for my life.
Whereabouts in Michigan?
These Sith apprentices were holed up in a medical supply storeroom. They're injured, some of them seriously, but they're able to walk at least. Your orders.
I don't care if you're
Fight.
armed with vibroblades, blasters, or raw knuckles. You will earn the right to go on living.
You all heard her. Time to prove your worth. To arms. Just the sort of leadership we need. An honor to work with you.
It's an honor to work with me.
You told me where it was in Michigan at one point, but I don't remember. I didn't recognize it.
What keeps you moving around, Josh? 4K.
Roscommon.
Now what? Oh.
Did you drink the water in Flint? Because you may want to get tested.
That's why he moved to Missouri.
Do you know where that Roscommon is? I know kind of where Grayling is, but all those areas kind of blend together.
Oh, yeah. I drilled in Grayling. Oh, I've been to Grayling a lot. I hate it there. Nothing but bad memories.
I guess. And before you're 18, that's a lot of moving. Now, at least you didn't drink the water. You have that going for you. And being in one place now for 7 years, it must feel like forever.
It's not that he doesn't want to move. It's that, his wife has a piano with a broken leg that he just never wants to move again. Oh, wait, that's me.
Why you move that piano, I will never understand.
It was her
That's basically what set me off into an
great
episode.
grandma's or
That piano.
something. I don't know. Oh, it set me off into an episode too, let me tell you. Different kind of episode.
Can't wait to have to move that all over again. With the 3 legs.
Never moving it again.
Oh, you are. You're committed now.
No, the Air Force is doing it.
Yeah, they'll have some weird clause, though. It says they can't move pianos.
Oh, pianos.
Something from like 1898. This guy's set to a healer.
My chick is.
Why the hell wasn't she doing her job?
Fun to. Oh, she was healing me quite a bit.
Well, I don't want you. I need to be healed.
Welcome.
Hello.
So, Josh, since we're on the subject, what's your favorite Star Wars?
What is your favorite Star Wars and why is it Revenge of the Sith? If you say New Hope, I won't talk to you ever again. That's a lie. I will. But I'll judge you. Anybody that says that's their favorite Star Wars movie, I just slap them. Movie's so boring.
The only people that think A New Hope is their favorite Star Wars movie are the people that haven't seen the other Star Wars movies.
They're always like trying to give you some deep explanation for why it's their favorite movie. I'm just like, shut up. Like, that movie's terrible.
Oh, we got a Phantom Menace guy. All right.
Oh, okay. I can give you that. I knew it was
can
going to be
get behind that.
too. Most people lean Revenge of the Sith, but I do agree from a movie standpoint that is a better movie. Like, in a way that the movie makes sense. Yes, that is a better movie.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that's the one that feels the most well put together from a dialogue and everything standpoint. Like, it's not as
that's the one
bad as the other ones can be, like straight up funny at times where you're like, this is terrible, but it's great.
I think Phantom Menace is like peak George Lucas. That's where he was the best, you know. The other movies are great because someone else was able to translate George's brain, but like Phantom Menace is like hands down just like all cylinders firing. He's like, and the Jedi did this, and the Jedi did that, and they did this.
I mean,
you're like
terrible
and
movies,
Darth Maul.
Menace, but as a kid, it was the best thing ever made. I remember going to that movie in like 98.
Person, and my name is Anakin.
Yeah, that stuff did not age well, but as a kid, it blew my mind. Pod racing was amazing as a kid. I was like, wow, nothing's ever going to get better than this.
I still think Duel of the Fates is one of the best lightsaber battles ever conceived. Especially when, after Qui-Gon gets it and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul throw down for 2 minutes. Oh, it's a glorious 2 minutes.
Yeah, and see, I'm actually interested to hear, like, how much do you like those movies, Josh? I know you have a favorite, but you are born in what, 2002? Is that what you said? I know it makes me feel so much old. But somewhere around there. So you didn't get to watch them in theaters. So I wonder what that's like to like experience that
I don't envy you right now.
later on in life.
What I'd do if I saw the Academy in the enemy's hands. Encrypted transmissions have been traced back to the Dark Council chambers. That must be where the Republic Command is operating from. We hope you don't find any Dark Council members up there. Captured or dead, either would constitute a gross humiliation.
Oh no. Josh, you betrayed us.
But you meant Star Wars characters, not the episodes or movies.
Can't beat the original. Episode 4. We're just going to assume he means episode 5, aka the greatest Star Wars movie, aka the greatest movie ever made ever.
No. Not.
Zach, you're just wrong.
Nah.
Just
It's not a bad
You're just
movie. I'm
wrong.
just saying
No.
it's not the best ever.
You're right, it's not a bad movie because it's the greatest movie ever made.
No.
There is literally nothing wrong with The Empire Strikes Back. It is perfect in every way.
No. There is lots of... I have problems with all the power scaling in those movies. I have a problem with everything, really. It was only made worse. If they had existed in a vacuum where the rest of the stuff never came after it, I would maybe agree more.
No.
But...
No, even with the other stuff. The lightsaber fight between Vader and Luke is still perfect. And the Dagobah training with Yoda is still perfect.
You can't say that.
And
that stuff does not
it's
hold
perfect.
up. It does not hold
it is
up.
perfect. No,
It's
it
not
holds
bad
up.
for the
Empire Strikes.
time,
I
for
will
the
fight you to
time.
the death with tooth and nail.
For
Empire
the
Strikes Back
time,
is the
it was
greatest.
it was good, but they
Yeah, the time
you can't
is
tell me
now.
Revenge of the Sith. You can't watch that and then watch that movie and go, "Oh, that's great." It just doesn't happen. It was a product of its time, and it was great in the 70s.
No, you
and
can
80s.
because the only greatness about Revenge of the Sith is the epic, longest lightsaber battle sword fight in cinematic history. Because you got Samuel Jackson. No, you got Samuel Jackson saying shit like "a Sith Lord," all stupid. Like when your dialogue makes Sam Jackson looks bad, it's not a great movie. It's just a fun movie. I still love Revenge of the Sith. It's probably the second best Star Wars.
Would rather watch
but nothing
Return of the
beats
Jedi over Revenge of the Sith.
I didn't say Return of the Jedi. I said Empire Strikes Back. But
Okay. Well, either one. You would watch
but
either one of those over Revenge of the Sith. If you just had to pick
I would
a
watch
movie.
Empire Strikes Back over Revenge of the Sith.
No, you
every
would
single
not.
time.
You would not.
I would.
No.
Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. No, it is my favorite movie of all time. And yes, I would.
No. Bull crap.
It's a perfect movie. I love Empire.
It's not a bad. I'm not. See, this comes across as me hating it. I don't hate it, but it's not in the same league. It was a product of its time, and it just got better.
You're right. It's not in the same league. It's in a higher league. It's in a better league.
Well, if we're putting a rank in my tiers, I still put Clone Wars, the show, over all of this stuff, and it's not even close. Not even close.
Empire didn't have Gungans. Empire didn't have Ewoks. It just had good storytelling.
That's good. It didn't have Gungans. That was fine.
And it had the greatest cinematic reveal of all time.
Okay, if we're honest with ourselves, Star Wars, none of them are great movies. If you're looking like from a Quentin Tarantino movie maker, they're not. None of them are cinematic marvels.
Yeah, except
they're just
except for Empire Strikes Back.
No, it's not. They're. Oh my god!
It's the best movie ever made.
No, it's not the best movie ever made.
Hey, you know what Oscars are? The award for not being fucking Star Wars. That's what those are.
Well, that's true. What? Actually, let's have a discussion. What do you think the best movie ever made is? From like a
Empire Strikes Back.
No, seriously, from a movie construction standpoint, like not Star Wars. What would you say the best movie is?
Oh, what's the second best movie ever made? Okay.
Yes, let's phrase this that.
Fuck, the second best movie. Oh man, that's not fair. There's so many. Okay, hold on. I really have to give this thought.
You could go like anything Tarantino has made. Well, maybe not anything, but most of his stuff's really good. Or you could go to like a Dr. Zhivago where it's just this long 4-hour strut through the Russian countryside.
Okay. I have my answer that's not really going to satisfy you.
Okay, let's hear it.
It is either, so I can't, it's hard to pick. It is either The Godfather Part 2 or it is Gladiator.
Gladiator's a really good movie. You're not wrong about that. That's a good choice. I don't know where I'm gonna lean here. This is hard. Because I could say something like
put you on the spot.
I could say something like I don't know, Mary Poppins or something like that. Or really any Julie Andrews movie. Like timeless kind of thing. Or I could go. Where was I just gonna go with that? I had something in mind and I completely forgot it. Spaceballs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
What was I thinking? There was something I had in mind. Yeah, I completely lost it.
Well, if you're going by box office, it's either Titanic or Avatar, but I
No,
can't stand James Cameron, so
I like Titanic, but I love that movie as a kid, honestly. I still think it's a great movie, but I don't think it's my all-time. Avatar, I was kind of like, I always thought that was a mad movie. It was just kind of a popcorn movie. Too long of a movie.
He's Pocahontas.
Yeah, it was just, if they cut like an hour off that movie, I think I would have liked it a lot more. It was just way too long. Damn, I'm gonna sit here until I think about what I had. I was thinking Jurassic Park.
Ooh, that one's up there.
Because that's like a great movie, but it also is a fun movie. Because there's a lot of movies that are like great, but they're not necessarily like fun to watch. And that's kind of a blend of where you get entertainment, but it's also a great movie. Great score.
Yeah, it's either I would for second best movie, I would pick either Gladiator or Godfather Part 2.
I think Gladiator is a good movie.
They've breached the front entrance. It's only a matter of time. Be ready.
Funny thing is, I haven't watched that.
You befoul the Dark Council
Yep.
with your presence.
This place was already foul.
Out for a minute.
I have no intention of staying.
It's been conveyed to
Oh, I
me
like
that
his
you shouldn't
lightsaber.
be allowed to leave. Not
Didn't
alive,
see it.
at any rate.
Oh, that's
So
good.
what's happening? I didn't think I'd have
think
served
it's like
my purpose
cerulean.
so soon.
What's happening? I have served my purpose too soon.
That's right. It's over for you, Jedi.
Jedi.
I scum.
It's too late. We got what we came for.
Actually, when we're talking about one of my favorite superhero movies, it still kind of qualifies. Logan, I loved. That was a great movie.
Oh yeah, Logan's good. They did Patrick pretty dirty in that though.
Yeah, but it was
What the
kind
hell?
of cool at the same time. I like the whole
Did you really think you
like
could take me?
this fallen hero kind of thing they went in that movie.
Disgusting.
I just love the ending though when he gets juiced up. So cool.
I fight for something greater than myself.
You know, honestly, the original The Lion King, that's pretty solid too.
It's a good movie. I
know it's a
never
kid's movie.
Got into it as a kid. I don't know why. I just never was. I watched it a couple times, but I wasn't ever like jazzing for it. I loved Spy Kids as a kid.
Oh yeah. Antonio
Those movies are
Banderas.
so bad if you watch them now, but at the time,
No, I haven't.
yeah, they aged very poorly. This guy's standing on top of the thing.
Stupid move. It doesn't do anything.
Think you could take me? Thought this would be a memorable fight.
Doesn't
Jedi,
heal.
but-
We don't die.
He just did the neck slip thing, and he's a Jedi. Okay. Happens at the dark side, are we?
It's too late. We got what we came for.
Logan was amazing. You're right. Woo, I hit level 60.
Nice.
happening.
Machete.
It's all happening. And you can't stop it.
Machete.
And you
Die
can't
already.
stop this.
Oh, shit!
You just stomped his head in.
And with that, the Sith Academy is secure. I suppose saying good work would constitute a gross understatement.
This Jedi commander, he said some odd things.
I'm sure Darth Arcus would like to hear about it. He's eager to offer up his congratulations in person. You've really come through for the Empire. There is so much for us to thank you for, and much yet to discuss. I hope we see you soon.
Got a crush on you. Just level up again.
Still just level 60.
Weird.
You orange beam over here?
Orange beam.
Oh, nice. There we go. It was loot that I couldn't pick up earlier. I don't know.
Oh. Let's get out of here. Man, I'm so mad I lost that movie. Right on the top of my head. What was I thinking? Yeah, I loved watching Titanic though as a kid, man. I would put on that second VCR tape. Just watch the sinking over and over.
It was right before the changeover, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You mean like one of your French girls?
Yeah, that was the end of the first VCR tape. Not that I would remember.
Oh shit! This is the Dark Council chamber. Oh, I straight up murdered Barris here.
So it's your council chamber.
I just this guy.
I'm ready.
Let's do Stronghold. I want to see your Stronghold, and then I'll show you mine.
I've been to my stronghold.
That's quite
I have
nice.
no memory of that.
Really? We had a whole.
Yeah.
We had was when we went to Alex's.
Oh, never mind.
I was gonna say, like, if you're really that gone, you did a good job functioning.
So, real
Sure you'll be all right?
I straight up overdosed on some Delta the other day, and a few days ago, and I got so sick. Emily told me I turned like a different color. I was like super pale, and like I could not move. I could not function, and I've been so scared to try anything ever since.
How much did you take?
It was
like way more than
half.
normal.
I normally only take a quarter, and that usually gets me to a good place.
Well, now you should be in a good spot
double.
now. Now you should be able to handle it. Maybe.
Right. Listen to this. I got a message from my apprentice / wife / lover. I'm not sure. She says, "I'm still thinking about last time when we were alone. I hunger to indulge my appetite once more. But first, I want to share a dream with you.
But
So
first, here's your to-do
you
list.
too can share my anticipation. In this dream, I'm frail, helpless Padawan struggling to forge my first lightsaber. My foolish Jedi master stands over me, unaware that a mighty Sith approaches. You cut my master down with your lightsaber. I turn, horrified but in awe of your incredible power. You command me to bow, and I obey.
Jeez. Like a poet.
I know. Isn't it great? Ooh, I have another one from her. I should really read my mail more. So this one says, again, this is from my apprentice slash wife. I'm not sure. You're the most incredible, powerful, awe-inspiring Sith I have ever known. Naturally, I thought there was no way I alone could satisfy you. That is why I planted a tracking device on you to confirm my suspicions that I was one of my...
You get crazy.
To confirm my suspicions that I was one of many women in your life. But forgive me, my lord. I was wrong. You remain true. I will never lose faith in you again. Please accept this gift as my tribute to your superiority. Oddly enough, I feel slightly disappointed. I was looking forward to hunting down your other female companions. Punishing them would have been so much fun. Actually, it's really funny because my other companion, the first one you get, the Twi'lek, what's her face? Viet. I helped her save her sister, but before I would allow myself to save her, I wanted to sample the goods.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you like
also
the
slept
crazy
with a couple
girls,
other. Oh yeah, this character's batshit. Get it?
I
Batshit.
do. Good plug.
Thank you.
Some OCD person's gonna look up my inventory and just be so mad right now. I still haven't even fixed my ability bar yet. I need to do that. All right, let's just... That all looks okay. So what are we missing? Wish you could sort
Well, man,
out
I
your
think
passwords.
I'm gonna call it for me tonight. I'm down to play again some more tomorrow if you are.
I'm always here.
What was that?
I'm always here. I'm always watching.
Of course. I like that. It didn't sound creepy at all. Beautiful. Good job.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Sweet. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good show tonight, man. And
Good show.
Josh, thanks for hanging with us. It was cool talking to you. Even if you are a Marvel fan who likes A New Hope. A Marvel fan that likes A New Hope from Texas. We're not judging.
I'm not saying you
Maybe
can't
a
like
little.
A New Hope, but you just can't put that anywhere near the top of the list. I say that as a person that I love all Star Wars stuff, but there has to be a hierarchy, and it's not A New Hope.
You love all Star Wars stuff? You love all Star Wars stuff.
Well, not all Star Wars stuff, but not the Ewok Adventures. Those are gone. I actually watched those though. I'm proud of myself. I watched them. The Ewok one and what's the other one? The Christmas special. Oh boy.
Wait. I can't go to sleep yet. You said you watched the Ewok Avengers, but you still can't bring yourself to watch Acolyte?
That's a good point. I think I was in a bad spot. I don't know what was happening to me that I needed to watch. I think it was just it was late one night and I was scrolling through Netflix for some reason. It means I was probably sick or something because it's the only time I watch TV. But I passed those Ewok things and I was like, you know what? I've never watched those ever. And I was like, I'm going to do it. So I did. And I do not recommend it for anybody. That's the worst. One of the worst things ever produced. Ever. I don't know who made that or who greenlit that. It's like a fever dream. But yeah, I should watch Acolyte. Now that I'm not as angry about Star Wars, this game is balanced me out. So I think I'll give it a shot, and then we can talk about it. How many episodes is it?
I mean, it's a short season. The lightsaber fights are worth it.
I saw enough clips
Yeah.
from it to make me angry already, but at least I already know that's coming.
Require medical attention.
Like the bleeding.
Oh,
of
don't
the
get me
crystal.
wrong. The story is complete garbage. It's not good. But the lightsaber fights are prequel level good.
Prequel level, you say, huh?
Yeah.
Big words.
Yeah. Maybe I would.
You're gonna say better? Oh
I-
boy. Oh, you wanted
No,
to say
no,
it
I am
too.
not gonna say.
What were you
No,
gonna
I
say?
was gonna say maybe not Obi Annie good, but definitely Palpatine, Yoda, Count Dooku, Darth Maul.
Are we
good.
talking like like current Obi-Wan season Vader, that level where it's not quite as sharp, but
No, it's. I would. Oh, man, that's such a hard. You're trapping me. I love
know.
that one's such a brawl.
but that's not
I
as
would-
technically polished as they were before.
If you watch the lightsaber fights from Acolyte and then compare it to the Duel of the Fates, I'd say they're pretty on par. It's better than the Count Dooku Obi-Wan Anakin fight, both of them.
All right, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And we can
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah, I'll stick with that. Yeah, the story's garbage, but the lightsaber fights are good. I'm gonna stick with that. Yep.
All right. Good night,
All right,
everybody.
man. You have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Good night, peeps. People of Stream World. Good night, Josh, and everybody else on Twitch. I see you over there. Till tomorrow.